I was born in 1936. First things I remember are World War II. Pearl Harbor happened when I was about 5.5 years old. I went to the Catholic grade school. We had all nuns in those days. I didn't always get along with the nuns. I wasn't a terrible troublemaker, but they sent home too many notes to my parents about me. While I was still in college, I met my future wife, Kathy. We had 6 kids after that. I retired in 2002. Since then, I do a fair amount of volunteering. I work at a homeless shelter, and I'm in pretty good health, and I do a lot of praying, and I have a strong faith life. I'm still very active in my Catholic church. I'm grateful for all the good things I have. My wife, I married her 1959. We had 50 years together. I've only been married once. It was the best marriage I think I could possibly have had. I still have 6 fine children and a bunch of grandchildren, but my wife Kathy is the best thing that ever happened to me. And we had a big party in 2009 to celebrate 50 years, and she passed away of cancer about 4 months after that. It was a great 50-year plus love affair. Well, it's very important to me. I try to, in a different way, to love other human beings, even some of the ones that are, annoying. And I have a lot of trouble with some of the politicians around, but I try to love them in a general sense. Love and affection, I'm very good at that. I think I am good at that with my kids and grandkids. I guess I could extend it beyond that, but I've got a large enough family that 20 or so of us, we can have a pretty good party by ourselves. Oh. Well, I know I've had a lot of them. When I was in law school, I wanted to be a trial lawyer. I knew that because I liked adversarial proceedings. I like cross-examining people. And we had what was called a moot court in law school. I'm a first-year student, and I was standing at the podium, three judges there, and I was speaking for my team. And one of the judges asked me a question, and I froze. And I froze, and after it was over, I called my future wife. We were engaged then out in Iowa, and told her about it. And I remember talking to her about maybe I wasn't cut out for the law. And she talked me down off the ledge, as it were. She was very, very helpful that night. But that was still, I still remember it, and I'm still choking up a little bit thinking about this. So it may not have been the most embarrassing event in my life, but it's the one that comes to mind right now. In 1986, our 18-year-old daughter had just started UW, and she attempted suicide. She was not successful. We got a call here. I remember it was a Sunday morning in early September. It was the weekend after Labor Day, if I recall correctly. Got a call from the emergency hospital in Madison, and we drove right over and consoled our daughter. Dealt with it. We had some family counseling sessions after that for a month or so, and everything turned out fine. But that was as sad a day as I can remember. A scary a day, I guess. And it's in the rearview mirror now, but I still remember it. I have had no children die. Haven't lost any. I mentioned losing my wife, and while that was a sad day, that was at least she was 72 years old, and we'd had a great life. So the attempted suicide of our 18-year-old daughter was I think the saddest day of my life.
Separate themselves from younger generations.
Just let that go. I've got an answering machine, but you'll have to wait for about 6 rings.
No, that's fine. He can keep answering.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
Yeah, they're not going to put me in here.
All right.
Yeah, I greatly respect that, and I hope I can be as happy and content with my life as he was with yours when I'm 80. Okay, it's 4.
I think it's 6. It's either 5 or 6.
That's fine. I think that's fine.
And then you're going to hear my wife's voice, and that's my wife's voice.
So you can hear it every day.
Sometimes I call it. It's the only voice recording we have of her. Anyway. I guess the night before my wife died, which is almost 7 years now, she was out at Fredert in the ICU, and she had advanced pancreatic cancer. And the doctor, I was there with 3 of my 6 children, and it was the night, she died on New Year's Eve. It was the night before that, the 30th of December. And the 2 surgeons came in. They were very, very compassionate, but also clear that they could put her on, respirators and stuff, but they weren't recommended. She had no future, no hope of living resuming any normal life. And I cried that night. And we resolved it, and again, I've had this strong faith that she would be going to a good place, and my children were all very supportive. You're getting me close to crying here now thinking about it, but that is the most recent time that I can think of.